Well, all right. Welcome back to As It Should Be. Paul Bertolino here in the world famous As It Should Be Studios. Crystal Durant in the world famous As It Should Be Studios.
Yeah, how's it going?
Tommy Von Voigt in the world famous As It Should Be Studios. That's right. And well, it's 1995, isn't it?
Wow.
It is. And we are going to be discussing our favorite albums of 1995.
Yep. Finally halfway through the decade.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Who goes first?
Let's do it.
We told you this in 1993 that things were going to kind of like go...
Starting to flag a little bit, yeah.
But we got this. Okay, Tommy starts this.
No, Tommy doesn't start this. Crystal starts this.
Yeah.
We don't know what's up, what's down, what's left, what's right.
I don't know anything. Okay, 1995. All right, here we go. Some fun facts. Selena was murdered. Eazy-E died from AIDS. Michael Jackson released History, which was the best-selling multiple album of all time. 70 million copies sold worldwide. You remember that, History?
History sold 70 million copies?
70 million worldwide. Best-selling to this day. Yes.
God damn.
TLC filed for bankruptcy with over 3.5 million in debts. And if you watch that special on MTV, you watch Lisa Left Eye Lopez break it down, how the point system works for artists with record labels. You remember that? Mm-hmm. Remember that?
Yep.
Do I remember? Oh, no.
No? Okay.
It's a screw job.
Yeah, it's a screw. Well, everybody knows
Remember,
that. Oh, right. I forgot. Yeah. Jerry Garcia died. Kiss had an Unplugged with Ace and Peter when they came back. And that is what prompted
Catalyst.
The reunion tour. Thank you, the Catalyst.
Remember that word? That's a
That
buzzword.
is the word here.
That's
Yes.
the word.
The magic word. Catalyst.
Like
Can you
these-
say catalyst, kids?
Catalyst.
I thought you could.
I thought you could.
Yeah.
The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame opened. And then I have one word for this. Wonderwall. And then, this is interesting. It's something I know you know, Paul. That, there's two things here. And Shannon Hoon died of a cocaine overdose. A lot of people died this year. The Beatles' Free as a Bird came out. I couldn't believe it was that long
Was it 95?
ago.
I thought...
94. Or whatever year
95.
is this? 95.
Was it? I thought it was 96. Maybe it wasn't 95.
No, it was 95.
Definitely wasn't 94.
And then REM's Monster Tour almost killed the entire band.
Yeah.
Bill Berry had a brain aneurysm, Michael Stipe had a hiatal hernia, and Mike Mills had an appendectomy. All within, weeks of each other, it seemed like.
Well, you know.
Yeah, monster. So much for that.
So that's when you're touring that shitty of an album. I mean, you know. The cosmos are going to come at you.
Hey now!
Man.
Hey-o!
The universe trying to balance things out.
Yeah, they're going, you guys...
That record sucks, so you're gonna get killed.
Oh.
All right, here are I got 3 runners up. I got Brownstone from the bottom up. If you want me, say it. If you need me, do it. It's a pretty good... You don't remember that?
Well.
It was a big hit single.
Nope.
It was a good record. Then I got the Foo Fighters debut, which a lot of people don't like them. And I kind of like them. And then we have Jesus Wept by PM Dawn, which was their big breakthrough record, Jesus Wept.
Wait, now, you had PM Dawn on your last list, right?
Yeah.
Wow, so are these guys like every time they put... Well, you know what? Don't answer that because you're giving away your future list of fight if you answer that.
All right.
Continue.
Here's my list. Coming in hot at number 10. Do You Want More by The Roots. Big time record. Do You Want More? Really, really good. If you're a fan of The Roots, live instrumentation, you got Black Thought, Tariq Trotter on the lead rap there. Good shit. And the anniversary was just recently, actually. Then I got at number 9, Max and Quay by Tricky. You remember that?
I remember Tricky.
You remember Tricky.
Okay. So Max and Quay, that was his solo album he did after he left Massive Attack. Because
That's right. He was
okay, now
Yes.
Massive Attack.
It's all connected.
So they all argued with each other and the band broke up, and so he did this Max and Quay. And it is another seminal record because it was very, this is not Tommy's music because it was very minor key and downbeat and a little trip hoppy.
A little anti-Tommy-ish.
Trip hop. I hated trip hop.
You know what? I hated trip hop too, but I like this record.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
It's good, yeah. Then I got To Bring You My Love by PJ Harvey. Now, I was not into PJ Harvey before this. I didn't get it. people
I
just
still don't.
kissed her ass, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what the hell? This is terrible. But this record, I really like. I like this record. Number 7, I got Blonder and Blonder by the Muffs. Yeah.
Oh, you have the vinyl.
I have the vinyl, yes.
Yep, with that hot single, what was it, Sad Tomorrow?
Sad Tomorrow's on that album, yeah.
Great record. Number 6, I have another Terrence Trent D'Arby masterpiece called Vibrator.
Oh, shit. Terrence Trent D'Arby's Vibrator.
I like it.
He finally manages to have a short and concise album title.
And it's that.
And it's that. And it's that. I'm sorry. I keep fucking... I keep hitting his
Don't touch him.
shoulder. He doesn't like to be touched.
Pretend it's my hair.
He's
Don't
very-
touch it.
No.
He's like, don't touch me.
No, I'm not like that kind of person. No.
Nah. He's having technical
He's having
difficulties.
technical issues, with his
I'm
body.
broken.
And then at number 5, I have Rasta Business by Burning Spear. That's one of their best records, I think. Crickets.
I
know.
I talk about no dogs.
I know.
Yeah.
0 dogs.
0 dogs.
Coming in at number 4, I have the Pizzicato 5.
Oh, shit.
Remember them?
Oh, yeah.
Do
Pizzicato
remember
5?
that now.
Yeah.
Japanese pop
Yeah.
thingamajig, loungy deal.
I'm not sure I actually thought about them since 95.
Yeah.
Well, I have, because I
Well, here's
listen
the question.
to the music. Yeah.
How many people were in the band? I'm guessing it wasn't 5.
No.
Probably 3.
Ah,
2?
It was,
I knew it was going to be
it
something
was
quirky
the
like
chick
that.
and a dude.
Ah.
And then they had musicians playing with them. They had a touring band, obviously, and they were good. I liked it. Yeah. The album is called Romantique 96. Go figure. Then at number 3, I have Guru's Jazzmatazz Volume 2, The New Reality. Now, Guru was in the really great hip hop band called Gang Starr. Remember them? Mm-hmm. And they split up, and then he did solo stuff. And he died from cancer not too long after this, blood cancer, I believe. His voice is very distinct. Like, it's kind of annoying in any other context, but it works.
Huh.
It really works. And so he had a live band that he toured with, but on the record it's all these literal jazz samples by jazz greats, and it's really great. His cadence is really good. Then coming in at number 2, I have Brown Sugar by D'Angelo, which is his debut album.
D'Angelo.
Brown Sugar. Want some of your brown sugar? Oh.
Is this the one with the
How does it
video?
feel?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the one.
I don't know. Shout out to Craig, though. Craig from Craig's Plethora. I know that he's feeling it right now. Craig from the Gunkles.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he feels himself some D'Angelo.
Oh,
He
yeah.
is down with D'Angelo.
No, that was
Nice.
the album after this. This record had the cover of Smokey Robinson's Cruisin'.
Oh, okay.
Which is really great. And then he, it was very Quiet Storm, again, 90s Quiet Storm, R&B funk, minor key, very chill. And Ali, Shaheed Muhammad, and Raphael Sadiq produced this record. So it's got them all over it. It's really very, very good. It took people by off guard, because it was like, who's this D'Angelo guy? He was from the South. Really great. And if you, he was on Arsenio Hall, all the TV shows back then, playing keys, and he was very controversial because he had his hair cornrowed, and what is he doing? He's ghetto, yeah. But he was really great. Then my number 1 record of this year is Post by Bjork.
Whoa.
I love this record. So fucking great. Bjork, I hate throwing around that word musical genius, but let's say I really enjoy her talent. I think that she's a really great songwriter, because I think, musical genius is
There's
overrated.
a way to temper that.
Yes.
That's a way to do that.
Yeah, it's
dials
overrated.
it back a little.
Yeah.
I can't stand people of musical genius and, I'm low-key obsessed and all that dumb shit
Oh,
that
low-key.
millennials say.
Oh, yeah.
Stop it. Anyway, this record is really good, and this was the big record because it had Army of Me on it. That was all over MTV and VH1.
Right.
Hyper Ballad and I Miss You.
What about I'm So Quiet?
Yes, that was on it too. Yeah, which is a cover of Betty Hutton's original record, which I don't think I've talked about on my podcast.
I think that has
Did we?
come up on your podcast.
Did we?
Yes.
Maybe we did. But anyhow, it's a really great record, and as my number one, because I listen to that all the time, like I still do. Listen to it.
Once a week since it came out.
Thank you.
All right.
People think I'm kidding when I say that. I'm not kidding. That's the truth.
We have to start counting all these albums and how many hours there are in the day and
See
in a
how
week.
possible this
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
It's going to turn out Crystal only sleeps 2.5 hours a night.
Yeah.
Because of this
All
pathological
the hours on the
need to
train.
listen to these
Okay,
albums.
so there's Purple Rain, there's Post, there is Wish You Were Here, Dark Side of the Moon, there is
Bedtime Stories.
Bedtime Stories.
Okay.
There's not OK Computer, but the reggae version of it. Easy Star All Stars. I listen to their version of Radiohead, which is Radio Dread. I listen to their version of Dark Side of the Moon, which is Dub Side of the Moon. That's all I can get off the top of my head.
7
right now.
albums.
That's 7. Once a week. How many hours in a week?
It's like at least 12 or 13 hours a week.
Well, yeah, but
In
if
a
we're talking
week?
about
At
what with
least.
some of those albums, I mean, it seems like a lot longer.
All right, next. I really
Okay.
do. I really do.
I hate it when...
That's it, actually. Oh, shit, actually, it's commercial time.
Quadrophenia.
We got derailed.
There's another one. That's 8.
Commercial time.
Extreme Racing. On the wall, Extreme Racing puts you in a high-speed intergalactic race. Blast through Space Station 9 at full speed. Ease into those plasma curves or lose control. Be first through the satellites and you win. Extreme Electric Racing from Tyco.
Okay, all right, so it is my turn.
It is.
It is my turn, and I'm gonna pretend I like albums from the 90s now.
Ouch.
You've done a decent job.
Yeah.
I'm doing, yeah. Well, I have honorable mentions.
Oh.
Yeah.
Honorables.
Yes, 1995. Ain't no 1994. That's what I'm
Well,
saying. Blur with Great Escape.
Blur.
Blur, yes. Lenny Kravitz with Circus. Now, we mentioned, like Crystal and I both kind of agreed that 5 is where we got off. Circus is definitely, it's kind of like, it's almost like the green, like R.E.M. Green of Lenny Kravitz.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a bad record, but it's like a noticeable, like,
Drop. Yeah.
from the previous ones.
Definitely.
So therefore I have it just as an honorable mention, but...
this is the one with Rock and Roll is Dead, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
And the Amps with Pacer.
The amps.
The Amps.
Not ringing a bell.
Oh, you know, it's indie. You guys wouldn't get it.
Oh,
It's
shit.
indie. You guys
You
wouldn't know.
went there. Wow.
I'm kidding. Actually, no. I think somebody in the band. It's one of those bands where I think it's another one of those where they're like from other bands, and it's almost like a breeders kind of a thing. Like, you know, like the
Not a super group, but just a bunch of people collided.
yeah, but you know, but it's also mostly women. But I think like the drummer's a guy, and you know that kind of a thing.
Oh, okay.
So kind of the breeders
Girl
in that
power.
sense. But anyway, on to my official list. Number 10, To Bring You My Love by PJ Harvey.
Yeah.
You know, I wasn't on her before that album either. I mean, I didn't listen to the earlier albums before. You know what I mean? It's not like I listened to them and went, oh, I'm not into her, and then I
yeah.
got into her. I just didn't pay attention to her until that album came out.
the only place I heard it was college radio, her other stuff,
Right.
the earlier stuff. And I was like, why is everybody kissing her ass? This is not good.
Right.
But this is good.
Yeah, I liked the first album a lot, and I name-checked her second album in a previous episode as a mere honorable mention, but I don't really like it as much as the first one or this one, you
yeah.
know. I think, but this was her best one, I think, maybe.
It's really good.
Anyway, number 9. Supergrass is here with I Should Coco.
Supergrass.
Supergrass, the debut album.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Supergrass, I mean, you know, obviously they're British kind of they're not really a power pop band, they're just like a melodic rock band, you know, with a lot of vintage
jingly.
influences, you know, I can't resist those.
That's your Achilles
true.
heel.
Yeah, that is my, you know, come on, I mean. But number 8, you're going to know what I'm talking about. The Upper Crust with
Ah,
Let Them Eat
yes.
Rock.
The upper crust!
Yeah.
I forgot about the upper
The
crust.
fucking Upper Crust.
Oh fuck!
Oh my
Oh,
god.
man.
Get on the upper
Oh,
crust.
shit.
The Upper Crust, these four guys, well, we talked about them before.
Yeah,
They
we
kind of,
did.
they dress like, what was it, like 18th century?
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
5-piece on the
Fop-
first album.
Aristocratic, Arista.
Yeah.
The Duke Distortion, Jackie Kickassis,
Yes.
Lord Bendover.
Lord Bendover.
Yeah.
So it's like satin
Count
coats.
Basie, did you already mention that?
Yeah.
The powdered wigs and
Powdered
the makeup,
wigs, the
and
whole
and all
thing.
that. That's their.
And their whole shtick is that they're rich people playing rock and that they play it much better than the working classes.
Yes.
And all their songs are about these characters, about being rich and
Genius.
about, like they have a song called Little Rickshaw Boy, about how this little rickshaw boy who was pulling him along and then he just dies right there and he gets up and fires him on the spot after he dies.
died of consumption.
Ascot in my Dickie.
Yes, Ascot and my Dickie.
Yeah.
Let them eat rock.
Yeah. I can't believe
Rouser.
they're not on my list. I completely blanked. I forgot.
But they sound like Bon Scott
AC/DC.
era
Yep.
AC/DC.
Yeah, they
Like
do.
the singer
Yeah.
kind of sounds like Bon Scott.
Yep.
And these guys, I had been into them for so long. Phil, my friend
Little
Phil,
Lord
got me into these
Fauntleroy.
guys.
That's the little
So the
Lord
little Lord
Fauntleroy.
Little Lord
Yeah.
Fauntleroy. My friend Phil got me into these guys. And I really loved them, and I had this record and everything. It took me so long before I finally went to see them. And I went to see them because Phil's band was opening for them at the Mercury Lounge here in
Oh yeah, I remember.
and I
that.
was down, in the basement in the green room.
Yeah.
And they come off stage and they're walking, and I'm looking out the door, and they're walking down the hall in their outfits, and it was like watching Kiss come at me. It was just like, it's really them, just like because they look larger than life in their outfits,
That's so
and they have
cool.
big high shoes and the whole thing.
Yeah, because what's really funny is they are their own guitar techs.
Yes, they're the roadies.
They're their own roadies. So
So they
if you
come
get to
out
the show
dressed
early
in-
enough, they're just like regular dudes with cargo shorts on
Yeah.
and shaved heads, just
Oh,
like setting
and
up
they're
their
doing
shit.
their own-
It's
yeah.
like, who are these
Yeah.
guys? And then they come out in all the drag, and it's like, wait a minute.
But you have no idea.
You don't even know.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
They're really good.
But anyway, so number 7, Money Mark with Mark's Keyboard
yeah,
Repair,
Money Mark,
the first
what
Money
up?
Mark album.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really got. I don't know. I really got into that record, and it's really kind of lo-fi. It sounds like he made it in his bedroom.
Yeah.
That guy probably has 5,000 different keyboards at his house.
yeah.
And vintage and otherwise, every different kinds of state of disrepair and all that kind of thing.
Money Mark.
And it's just this kind of weird, kind of messy album of Money Mark sitting at home, plinking with his
Making it
keyboards.
happen. Yeah.
All right, so number 6, Foo Fighters with their debut album.
What?
Yeah, so all these Nirvana albums I didn't fucking put on my list, and I go to the Foo Fighters. I got into this when it came out.
I thought you did not like the Foo Fighters.
Well, generally I don't, and I got off them really quick because really quick became apparent that it was just going to be the boring same shit over and over again.
yeah.
But when the first album came out, I got into
It's
it.
really good.
And yeah, I mean,
yeah.
it was great. That was at the point like they were still playing smaller places, and yeah, like they just hadn't really. I mean, that was a big album, but they weren't like playing places like they fucking play now. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no.
And yeah, I was just really, really into that
Good.
record. Anyway, number 5, Prince with the Gold Experience, or I'm sorry, well,
Yeah. Love Symbol.
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
I really thought about that record. I really, really did.
Oh.
she thought about it.
I thought about it.
Thought
She
really
sat
hard
here
about
and She
it.
thought about it,
Yeah,
and then
it
she
didn't-
stopped thinking.
Then I stopped thinking about it.
Oh,
Didn't
no.
make it.
It's really not a great Prince album,
Oh.
Yeah.
but we're also not in a great decade, so
No.
there's that. I like some songs on it. There are a lot of songs I really fucking can't stand
Oh
on it.
boy, yeah.
Like, isn't this the one that opens with Pussy Control?
Well, now see, Pussy Control I love. That's a funky, funky ass jam. Pussy Control. Pussy Control.
The thing is that, and with this record, and I think the next one, he had these things where he was doing that, and then the next song would be like a guitar rock
Yeah.
song,
It was
and
very
that's what I was
disjointed.
there for. Like when he would do the guitar rock songs on the albums from this period, that's what I came to the party for. But number 4, Elastica with their one and only album. Yes, I know it's not their one and only album, but their one and only album, Elastica.
According to Paul, it's
Yes.
their one and only.
Yeah, well, because their next album,
Elastica.
yeah, I think most people probably wouldn't even go. They only have 2, I think. But
What was the hit song? Elastica, didn't
Connection. Connection is made. Boo, boo, do, 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 do.
Oh, dude. Okay.
That's also got Car Song is on that, I think.
Car Song's on
Yeah,
it.
Car Song's on that.
That's a really great album. Like, it's one of those, well, we're in the 90s, and if CDs is kind of the main format, so everybody has like 50 songs in their albums.
I had that Alaska album on cassette. I had it.
But out of like the 15 or 18 whatever fucking songs there are, there's only like a couple of songs that weren't any good. I mean, it was a pretty solid
I
record.
kind of remember digging it then.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's a great record.
It's a great band name.
I mean, like, I went back to it after not listening for decades, and like, it totally holds up. But number 3,
Well, here it is.
Ding,
The
ding,
Muffs
ding,
with Blonder and Blonder.
Yes.
The second Muffs album, because you had the first album where there were 4-piece. They had, you had Kim and you had Ronnie, but you also had Melanie Vaman, who was the second guitar player, and you had Chris Crass on drums. As I mentioned in that episode, in the 93 episode, Chris Crass was out of the band by the time they were touring, and our friend Jim on drums, shout out to Jim.
Yeah.
Well, then, after that, they decided they wanted to get Roy McDonald, formerly of Red Cross.
Ding, 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 ding.
I think Kim had a really big thing about Roy McDonald because he's a very Keith Moonish kind of drummer.
Yeah.
And so they brought him in. And this is really where, like, the real Muffs come in. Like, that first album is arguably their best, but this is the classic lineup. This is the one that took them through from the second album till the end.
Right.
Like, there are no changes after this. And this is a great album.
It was really good. You like the Muffs, Tommy?
Yeah, we talked about this. I was into them then, but not so much now.
I forgot.
All right. So, my number two. Nope.
Dope.
Nope.
Dope.
Matthew Sweet.
Yes.
With 100% Fun.
I thought about that.
Yeah, this is,
That picture cracks me up.
yeah. Well, I mean, that's the most 90s album cover of all time. The snapshot of you when you were a kid in the 70s. And, I mean, if you had a dime for every album that came out in the 90s that basically had that type of cover, I mean,
Yeah.
we'd be buying apartments up on the Upper East Side. But, yeah, Matthew Sweet, I feel like when he came out with the Girlfriend, that was just like this big bang moment for me. And then he followed up with Altered Beast, and that album's good. I mean, I had it on my list for that year, but it's not great. Like, I feel like it was almost like a sophomore slump, even though it wasn't his second album. This is like back, like he's just like back with a vengeance on that. Like, this is just one of his highlight albums for sure. But number 1, Not a Glasses Off.
Oh, you got me excited because the glasses came off, so I figured it was glasses off.
I hate to. Yeah, I'm sorry, everybody.
Okay.
All right. Well, what do you got?
I'm disappointing you, and I'm about to disappoint Tommy too.
Oh, good.
Oh, good.
The Cardigans with Life.
Yes!
Yes. Life by the Cardigans is my favorite album of 1995.
Great record.
Absolutely.
I forgot about it.
Okay.
All right.
Well, there it is then.
Yeah.
It is.
Well, see, we had no Love Fool yet, and everything like everything.
Oh, this
was
is pre-Love
This is
Fool
pre-Love
era?
Fool.
Yes,
Yeah.
everything's rosy and rosy in Cardigans land because there's no Love Fool yet.
Okay. Okay. All right.
All
There
right.
we have it.
All right. Ad time.
Springtime, the blue skies, flowers.
And Spring Breakout Extreme at Six Flags Magic Mountain. From April 8th to the 23rd, Six Flags is the place to be. And there's more Spring Breakout action than ever before because this time, it's extreme. Why go anywhere else when the best Spring Break party is right here? Come on out as 1-800-COLLECT presents Six Flags Magic Mountain Spring Breakout Extreme. Head to McDonald's, get coupons, and save up to $10 on Six Flags admission.
You shall.
Oh, you shall.
Well, I just shad.
You shall. All right, we're back.
We're back.
And, well, maybe Tommy should give us his list.
Come on, Liz.
Maybe.
Come on, Tommy.
Oh, God. 1995. What is your problem? Okay.
What's your damage?
What is your damage?
Do you have a problem with 1995?
I do. I do have a problem with 1995. Just all of it. All right. So, yet again, we have the appearance of I can't stand behind these anymore, but this is what I was listening to in the late 90s. And actually, before I even do that, I have a shameful mention.
Oh.
An album that would go into that list.
Shameful.
But it actually, The Cuppeth Runneth Over.
Wow.
And that shameful mention is an album I listened to incessantly back in the late 90s, and that is Firm by Voodoo Glow Skulls.
Oh, Voodoo Glow Skulls. Oh, dude.
Dude, I was in a dark place in the late 90s, man.
Hey.
Am I not making that clear enough?
The band that I showed on the 1991 episode where we were doing the Lenny Kravitz song?
Yes.
I believe we were playing with the Voodoo Glow Skulls that day. We definitely played with them once or twice, and I believe they were on that fucking show.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So good.
I don't even know who they are.
But on to my top 10. And this year, for 1995, my top 10 is split right in half by I Can't Stand Behind These Anymore, but this is what I was listening to in the late 90s. So, my number 10, AFI with Answer That and Stay Fashionable. I know.
The band name sort of sounds familiar,
Yeah.
AFI.
Oh, AFI I've heard of, but that album I've definitely never heard of.
I believe that's actually their first one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. My number
That's before
9.
they sold out.
Yes, actually it is. Yeah. Before they got a major label deal. Yeah. My number 9, The Muffs, Blonder and Blonder.
Yes.
I was seriously into the Muffs in the late 90s. I really was into it.
As it should be.
As it should be.
My number 8. Oh, God, this one hurts to admit.
Man up.
Oh, my number 8. I listened to my number 8 so much in the late 90s, and that would be Pezcore by Less Than Jake.
Less than
Less than Jake.
Oh.
What?
Wow.
Hide my
know-
face. Shame. So bad.
Shame.
So
Less
bad.
than Jake.
Man, those skeletons just coming right out of the closet.
Those
Tumbling.
fuckers were from the same town I was living in down in Florida at the time. Port Charlotte, Florida. That's where
where they're from.
They were from there. They were originally from there, and then they moved up to Gainesville to go to college, and the band got going proper there. But like
Up to Gainesville.
the singer's dad, Chris DeMakes, his dad used to drive around in his minivan in Port Charlotte with a huge Less Than Jake sticker on the back windows. It was a whole thing. But yeah, that's my number 8. Good Lord, I was really into that record. Jesus. My number 7, The Queers with Move Back Home.
Oh.
I wasn't exaggerating, man.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
My number 6, MXPX with Teenage Politics. Oh,
Damn.
God. Okay, so that concludes I Can't Stand Behind These Anymore. Now on to the actual top 5. We've got Mariah Carey with Daydream.
Boy, is that a sharp left turn.
Isn't it just?
What happened? Did you fall and hit your head?
I don't know. I came out of the whatever fucking fugue state I was in from 97 to 2003.
Well, here's the question, though.
Wow.
At that time, well, no, I guess it was maybe a little. Well, you weren't listening to those records in '95. It was maybe a little later when you got into them.
These punk ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're talking like 97, 98 when I lost my mind.
I guess what I'm wondering and what I'm asking is that did those bands and Mariah Carey overlap for you as far as being something that you were into and listening to?
No. So the ones that are actually in my top 5 now are more representative of the stuff that I was aware of and maybe at least appreciated some songs off of at the time they came out in 95 when I was in high school. The punk stuff, the shameful stuff, this is all the stuff that I think I've said before that I fell really hard in love with the Ramones when I was in junior high and high school. Super deeply in love with the Ramones. And I've described them as they were basically a gateway drug to harder, faster, and shittier punk rock. and I'm not kidding. I just went bananas for this shit. And like talking 97, 98, I'm hanging out with my cousin Frankie all the time. I'm starting to play music and putting together a band, and it became a punk band or hardcore band or whatever the hell we were. Shit band, really. And I just anything, like I would go to like the punk rock record store, Daddy Cool's in Sarasota, and they would have like all the latest releases from all the punk rock labels, and I was just devouring this shit. You couldn't keep me away from it, and as long as it was fast and energetic, I was there. I mean, those were basically that was all I needed.
That was the criteria.
That was the criteria. Like the back window of my car was just covered with punk band stickers. I mean, it was a fucking joke. It was ridiculous. I had like 3 Screeching Weasel shirts. I mean, who does that shit? Fucking Ben Weasel doesn't have 3 Screeching Weasel shirts.
Well,
I mean,
look at it this way. I mean, that was a period of your life that you grew out of. There are a number of guys now who are probably in their 60s who are still wearing their Screeching Weasel t-shirts.
Possibly, but I was really into that stuff at the time. But anyway, my number 4, I have said before in a previous episode what the final Ozzy Osbourne album was, but it's 1995. I'm in trouble. Guys, I gotta give you something here. I gotta give you something. I mean, I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel. So my number 4 is Ozzy with Osmosis.
So you're actually desperate enough to put a post Ozzy Osbourne album, like a posthumous
Ozzy Osbourne album.
After all of his albums.
Because there are actually still some things on that album that are pretty good. There's some pretty good stuff on there, and about half of it is pretty goddamn bad. But it was enough that I could make mention of it. It's 1995. Get off my case. My number 3, case in point, Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness, Smashing Pumpkins. There's some stuff on there I like.
Like 3 songs on there.
Like basically 3-4 songs on there I like.
There's one song I really like, and it was on my singles of the year.
Tonight?
1979.
Oh, 1979. Yeah, that's a good one. For me, it's Tonight.
I love Tonight.
I love
them
that
both.
one. Yeah.
I like them both.
All right. My number 2, Tragic Kingdom, no doubt.
What?
Oh, man,
What?
1995 is a rough-ass year for you.
Wow. Ho ho!
I mean, what did you just say? That was number 2?
Number 2.
What at number 2, and this is what he's making with. So, like, this is a rough-ass year for
Let
him.
me tell you something. 1995. You actually don't know how right you are. 1995 was a truly rough year for me. In a lot of ways.
beyond albums, yes.
In a lot of fucking ways, it was
yeah.
really hard. The music of the time did not help me. But my number 1 for 1995, and this is an album that I absolutely 100% stand behind, and this would make my top 10 list even if the rest of the year didn't suck balls.
Okay.
And that is Rancid with Out Come the Wolves. That is a fantastic album. Truly, truly fantastic album. I stand behind that album.
Still stands up, huh?
It truly does. It really does.
Okay.
So that's my number 1 for 1995, and Out Come the Wolves.
Rough
All right.
and tough.
God damn, that was hard.
RUFF and
TUFF.
Do you guys know what I'm doing for you, the people? I do this for the people. You people out there, I love you.
Oh, yeah.
As Kiss is currently at this very moment putting on the makeup backstage at MSG.
They are. It's
Final show.
It's 20 after 5, and it's
they've done their
final
sound
Kiss
check
show.
at this point,
Yeah,
probably.
They
Or
just
they're
woke
doing
up
it.
from
They're probably
their
actually
nap.
sound checking
Yeah.
right now.
They just woke up from their nap and had their prune juice. Mm-hmm. And they're putting their makeup on and getting ready to go.
All right. Well, let's go to commercial.
Gotta get that vitamin B shot.
Oh,
in their
yeah.
ass.
Why don't we?
Yeah.
Super cool superheroes! Bullseye, Sting, Spike, and T-Bone! Extinction stinks! Extreme dinosaurs! Part man, part dinosaur! Cool! Fighting to stop the evil raptor men! I'll have you for lunch! Eat this! Feet, claws, muscles, and jaws! Extreme dinosaurs! Extreme dinosaur figures, each sold separately from Mattel!
All right, so we're back, and it's going to be
sorry.
Crystal's list.
Yeah, it's crap. Here it comes.
Here it comes.
All right, so I got Nice Ass by a band called Free Kitten.
That title caught my eye on the list. I don't know the album, so I didn't,
You had me with the name of the band. Free Kitten. I mean, who can complain about Free Kitten?
Who doesn't love
Who
Free Kitten?
complains about nice asses?
I mean, who complains about nice asses?
There's nothing problematic going on.
On paper, this
paper.
works.
Free Kittens. Actually, you know what? I have heard Free Kitten because my friend Sean, shout out to Sean, who I mentioned, who
All
got
right,
me
Sean.
into all the 90s shit, he liked them. It was one of the kind
really?
of crap bands that he liked.
Wow, okay. All right, I got It's 5 O'Clock Somewhere by Slash's Snake Pit.
Dude!
Oh, man.
Dude!
Slash really put out a string of really watered down by the numbers bullshit.
Terrible. And then he was doing shit like, there's this one Michael Jackson concert where he played, the riff from Black or White. And I don't know if you remember this, but you know, Michael Jackson's shows were basically a Broadway show, choreographed to the nth degree. You know, that last flash pot, this happens, ba 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 ba. And Slash went off book and just went into one of the worst guitar solos I've ever heard in my life.
Oh.
Coming off of Black and White, which is a really good riff. It's very simple, I think. I'm not a guitar player, but it sounds easy, right? Am I right?
It's pretty easy, yeah.
And he just went bananas. So bananas that Michael Jackson is standing around behind him, like with a like going like this.
Oh,
Like I don't.
like MJ didn't even know how to keep professional.
This is not what is happening. What's going on? It was so crazy that his security had to come from backstage. Slash is on his knees, blah, 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 blah. And the guy's like this, and he goes smack, and smacks the security guard away. And he looks at Michael Jackson, and Michael's like, and then walked off stage. And Slash went on for literally 5 minutes. I'm not kidding.
No.
5 minutes playing this bullshit. And then Michael comes back out, standing 6 feet behind him, just like, behind him, trying to figure out what was going to happen next. And he kept looking at Slash, and Slash was just like looking at the neck of his guitar, just fucking this thing. And then finally, he started to slow down, which sounded even shittier. And then he finally stopped. And then Michael's like, Slash! And then security's like,
You are never on stage
that's
with
it.
us again.
You're fired, you fucker.
Yeah, I
That is
guarantee he
some-
wasn't at the next show.
That's some Vinnie Vincent level
That's
bullshit
straight up
right
Vinnie
there.
Vincent.
Yeah, it was pretty. There's video of it. It's on YouTube. It's in YouTube land.
Oh, boy.
Somebody recently sent it to me as a fond, funny memory, and it is crazy.
That's pretty great.
I guess I forgot to mention at the top of this segment, this part, that we're doing our worst of.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Sorry.
in
Worst
case you
ofs.
haven't figured it out yet,
Yeah.
Yeah,
we are not
Slash
keeping
is
praise
nitpick.
on these records.
I don't abide. Yeah, they're terrible. Then I got the Goo Goo Dolls.
Oh, Jesus,
Goo Goo
no.
Dolls. Then I have Fish. Fish.
Fish or Phish.
Yep.
And then I got Squirrel Nut Zippers. That 90s jump swing
Nope.
bullshit again. Then I have Tragic Kingdom by No Doubt.
I get it.
He's not
Sorry.
going to oppose you on
I
that.
get it.
Yeah. And then I have, well, that's it. That's all I got. The last
Well,
one is
that's
No
a
Doubt.
whole lot of suck.
Yeah, it's a lot of.
Gets the job done.
Gets the job done.
Yes,
A lot of
there's
stuff. It gets the job done.
there's some right sucking happening there.
Yes,
works,
proper sucking.
baby. Yeah.
That's some good and proper sucking right there.
Terrible.
All right. Okay, my suck list. I have, what do I have? 5 runners up and a worst of. Urge Overkill, with their follow-up to Saturation, Exit the Dragon. Do you know anything about... I don't know if you even went there
No.
with this, because I know you're not really into Urge Overkill.
Nah, I don't fuck with that.
You know, Saturation, great album. Their great breakthrough album. It's like it's based kind of their Nevermind, really.
Oh.
You know, it's or their Stay Hungry. Like it's that moment where just like
Stay
everything
Hungry.
just fucking happens. The follow up. I just no. I was so excited. Bought that shit. Day of release. Surprise, surprise. Went home and was just like, huh?
What happened?
Oh, boy.
It was just.
Terrible.
It was just over, and that was it. That was their last album for years and years. Like they basically broke up after that. They just completely lost their shit
Jesus.
after completely like making it. You know, basically. And yeah. Anyway,
Wow.
Natalie Merchant with Tiger Lily. Oh my God! Hypnotized,
Why did people?
mesmerized.
Oh, that's right. They liked her because
God.
she sounded like him. Right. I forgot. Yeah.
7 Mary 3 with American Standard.
Oh, God, that was the soundtrack of South Florida in the late 90s. Oh,
7 Mary 3.
God.
The other thing about this time period is the band names.
Oh, so
Yeah.
bad. Everything was just so bad. Yeah, fucking cumbersome. Jesus.
The Nixons with Foma.
Forgotten about that.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh my god. See, it's just all these fucking second tier kind of B-level bands that are kind of leeching off of
Second wave grunge.
second wave. I guess it's really second wave.
It's second wave grunge.
But it's not
yeah.
only second wave, but it's second tier because they never really hit the heights
Right.
of those bands either. Nor should they have.
Well,
but
I mean, the A&R reps, they just went out and signed literally anything that sounded vaguely like
yes.
the first wave of big grunge bands.
Right.
Yeah, well,
But all they did was they got heavy and angst. They just ignored anybody that could write a fucking song.
yes.
Yep. That's true.
And speaking of, Silverchair with Frog Stomp.
Wow,
Oh, man. Oh, my God.
Frog
Silverchair.
Stomp.
Frog Stomp.
Ah, yeah.
So I went through all the different
Silverchair.
Eddie. What? Well, I don't know. Are they really kind of Eddie Vedder-ish? I don't know. Whatever. They were shitty. Is what they were.
Silverchair.
But my worst of the year, and this is a glasses off. A legitimate glasses off. My worst of the year. Alanis Morissette with Jagged Little Pill.
Yeah. I don't know.
My fucking God. That album. Oh my God.
I
That
trust
album.
that you can't with that.
I'm physically incapable with that.
Yes.
Physically and
yes.
From the day that shit hit, I knew that was not for me.
Oh.
I heard that shit on the radio. I was like, this is not my kind of record.
Oh, no. Yeah, no.
It's like if you can make an album that is literally the exact opposite of everything I enjoy about music, you've made Jagged Little Pill.
Yes. Indeed. Yeah, so there you go.
Shall I?
End scene. I think you shall.
I have a dishonorable mention. It's an unfortunate dishonorable mention. The final Ramones album, Adios Amigos.
Yeah, I thought.
Oh, well, yeah.
God, that is just unfortunate.
They were one foot out the door anyway.
They were so out of gas.
They were done.
Was
they
that
were
right
just-
before they all died in 6 months?
Yeah, they started
I mean,
dropping off
like
like flies
flies.
like a couple years after
It
that.
wasn't much longer after that. Yeah, I think Joey was the first. And
Yeah,
then
when did Joey went
died in
2001, right?
2001
Yeah.
of lymphoma. Then Dee Dee OD'd in 2002. And then Johnny died of, I think, prostate cancer in 2004. And then Tommy Ramone died of bile duct cancer a few years after that.
Cancer.
Yeah, really sad how those guys all ended up. It's not fair, honestly. And for them to go out, for them to end their career on this pile of shit, God. But my actual worst of the year, by a goddamn landslide, the good doctor already beat me to it.
Oh.
And that would be Alanis Morissette with Jagged Little Pill.
Yeah.
I cannot abide by the
Not to
existence of
mention-
this album.
Anything by Alanis Morissette. But
The only thing I like by Alanis Morissette is her involvement on You Can't Do That on Television, that kids show
From Canada.
from Canada.
Yeah.
Now, I definitely fucked with that show when I was a kid. I loved that show. And I didn't realize till later when she was blown up with this pile of shit, people were like, oh,
was
Alanis
her.
Morissette, she was on You Can't Do That on Television. I was like, she was?
Yep.
that was her. Yeah.
Yep,
well, see,
totally
you liked her
was.
before she sold out. You liked her early indie.
I like her early work
At
back
12.
up in Canada, yeah. I don't know. She apparently had 2 dance pop albums she put out before
did.
this.
I think she did. Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe I should check them out. Maybe I would like them.
I'm surprised you haven't heard them.
yeah.
I
I'm
would
surprised
like
that
them.
shit wasn't on your list.
But I mean, I do know, I'm at least aware that Jagged Little Pill is a hard turn.
that is a no boy of the highest order.
And yes, it is the utmost no boy. I just really deeply fucking dislike that album. Deeply dislike it. Everything about it, the production, the writing, the performance, her vocals on it. There's nothing about this for me, man.
yeah.
Nothing.
I 100% agree. It's nothing but it's annoying.
Yeah, it's faux angst is what it is.
It's faux angst.
It's faux angst.
Yeah.
It is so perfect 1995 bullshit. It's like, this is what you guys like now, right? It's edgy, it's angsty.
Talk about
She's
poser.
mad.
Yeah.
I remember an article somewhere, like People Magazine or some shit, that said that she was the angry gal in Lilith Fair.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, Christ already. Get off my lawn already.
Okay, well then.
Anyway.
And with that.
Get off
And
my
with
lawn.
that.
Extreme Track-In. Polytel is taking it to the extreme with its new compilation. 14 and chart-topping hits from Wakefield, Yakada, and Martell Jordan. Plus, radical tracks from Method Man, CC Peniston, The Brat, Sophie B. Hawkins, and CNC Music Factory. Extreme tracking from Polytel on cassette or CD in stores now.
No snap.
No snap. That's right.
All right. So, everybody, thank you for going through this with us. You know, thank you for enduring 1995 with us.
Ooh,
If we had to put up with it, you know,
Yeah,
it's good
we had to
have
put
a
it up
company.
with it, and so do you.
You.
You cannot stop this video. You have to
No.
go through the whole fucking thing. But before we end this, of course, it's vintage photo time. All right, so here's Crystal in 1995 with her mom. And when she sent the photo, she wrote this. She says, "With my amazing mom, Joyce. This was 2 years before she died, hanging out, cutting up, making faces. God damn it, I miss her so fucking much." All right, so this is me in 1995 with my sister, Rochelle. This is the last time to date that Ro and I ever sat for a professional portrait. See, this is the shortest my hair has ever been. My hair has never been short. Even when I was a kid, my hair was never this short. This is the only time in my life my hair was ever that short. And I think my mom probably wanted to get me while the getting was good. So she dragged us down to the portrait studio. And here we have Tommy in 1995. This was on Christmas Eve 1995. And when he sent me the photo, he wrote, "This one is a bit sad. I didn't realize it at the time, but this would be the last time I went to Grandpa Buddy and Grandma Katie's house for Christmas Eve. This was a family tradition that dated back to before I was born. We went every year. I have such fond memories of coming home with a huge haul of presents only to wake up the next morning with more waiting under the tree. All the classic Christmas music was playing all night long, a massive feast of Italian food, every aunt, uncle, and cousin. I could still smell the finished basement. Sadly, the following year we moved to Florida, and this part of my life was over. I consider this to be the last Christmas of my childhood." So there you go. That is Crystal and me and Tommy in 1995. All right. Yeah, all right. So there you go.
We were
thank
so
you, everybody.
angsty. We were so angsty in those photos.
Yeah, totally.
So angsty.
Yeah, we
Did
were
I have
edgy.
a bra on in
we
my
were
picture?
edgy.
I
Yeah,
wonder.
it was dark, man.
It was dark, man.
Yeah, it was really dark. Dark times.
Anyway, sorry.
Actually, it was dark.
It was dark.
Literally.
Oh, man.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. And if you do subscribe, click the little bell. Notifications. And
Tell your
come back-
friends.
Tell a friend. And come back next week because we're going to be discussing our favorite albums from 1996. Yeah. All right. So we will see you guys then.
Bye.
Whoop, there it went. Whoop, there it wasn't.
There,
it's not.
there it is.
There it wasn't.
Well,
There it was.
it's
Whoop,
not.
there it don't.
Don't dare it.
it
What?
There it do.
There it did.
Dare it. Dare it. Dare it. Do.
Dare do.
Dare it. Do.
Yep.
All right. That's for you Beatle geeks. All right. Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Well, all right.